All right, so today's piece is a piece by James Tenney, American composer. This is a piano piece he wrote all the way back in 1955 called Variations in A on a Theme by My Father. I found this score through Frog Peak Music, which is a publisher that distributes all of James Tenney's scores, as well as some scores by other contemporary composers, mostly American. And this PDF, I think, is free to download if you just Google it. It's just downloadable from their website. It's a fairly crude scan of the manuscript. And this piece is about 3 minutes. It's pretty short. Tenney would have been in his 20s when he wrote it, and it's before his time like in New York, working with Fluxus artists. And I think it's also before his time at IBM working on computer music. So this is just his formal education in composition and the type of stuff he's doing for fun in his free time. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think he pivoted into music from um, like computer science or engineering or something. Um, so I think he must have had some sort of talent that was recognizable by his teachers. Um, yeah, link to the recording is in the video description. I'm just going to give this a quick listen and I'll let you know what I think. Should be interesting to see um, if we can recognize anything Tenney about it, like see some sort of stylistic consistency in his early work, because I'm not so familiar with it. Okay, so I enjoyed this listen. The recording I managed to find was this album of American 20th century piano music, which I think is where this type of piece would fit in. Um, that type of program. It's um, it's an interesting piece because the theme itself is like has a lot of harmonic interest, right? There's a lot of interesting harmonies in it, and the harmonic progression itself would serve a theme and variations really well. But Tenney doesn't do anything with the harmony. He just focuses on the melody and what he can do with it. That. So the first variation really feels like a departure because you just lose the harmonic, um, like you lose the harmony of it. But then once you're sort of in that headspace, you realize that each subsequent variation is distorting the melody even further until it's unrecognizable. Um, and I think up until the fourth variation, we at least come back to A, right? We always end up back on A, even if it's very strange. And then by the fourth variation, it's very unclear what key we're in, and it's completely chromatic. Um, Actually, well, let's just look at the endings to confirm that. So we have this really strong A chord at the end of the theme, and then at the end of variation one, we have an A chord plus F. Then at the end of the second variation, we have this descending like secundal chord. It's arpeggiated, but it's like if you spelled it out, it would be A, B, B flat C, right? So you do still get the minor third, but then it's like clustery. The third variation ends on this chord with A's on the outside and an E, but also B flats. And then the end of the last variation, we have A, C, D sharp, E, G sharp. So it's like, and it's you can see here it's we only get the A as a bass note because the pedal has lifted and all these other lower notes lift as well. So these notes are still in our memory, and it's really you have to really strain to hear that A as like a final chord, but it is. And I like that sort of detail in it. I think there's like a sense of humor here. Really not like any of his later work, but it's not surprising to me that he has such a firm foundation in the craft, right? Uh, in the 1950s in America, like if you were in a composition program, you were getting a pretty good education. Um, so yeah, that's that. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at Klavierstück 1 through 4 by Karl Heinz Stockhausen.